I finally got it figured out. Oh my god, I'm so beat. Can you guys hear me okay? All the cool kids. I don't know about cool kids, Bunny. Maybe all of the kids that aren't quite cool enough to be cool. But I'm alright with being a gathering place for those folks. And that joke would make me chuckle if I wasn't so exhausted. Oh, I am beat. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh my Lord Almighty, I am so tired. Thank you, NC. Have a good night. Oh my god, the latency on this is so freaking bad right now. Mostly just exhausted, Nate. Really, really tired. Like, last night, in order to get all of the laundry orders done that I picked up, I slept for a cumulative total of 3.5 hours. It was absolutely nuts, and it wasn't all in a row. It was so bad. This is lagging so much. Why is this lagging so badly? Is this just like the worst time of day or what? I even have the latency set to ultra low. Why is it being so crappy? YouTube, get your crap together. behind by probably a good 2 minutes or so. Pretty ridiculous. No, I'm not picking up the laundry at 2 in the morning, so you can pick up people's clothes between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. But yeah, when you have a stacked washer and dryer and it's top loading, they're not very big. Sometimes when I have a lot of orders, enough to make it worth the cost, I'll just take them all to the laundromat because then I can get them done a lot quicker. Yeah, I don't understand why it's lagging so bad. Have a good night. I feel your pain of insomnia. She says as she drinks coffee. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeesh. Oh, this is what happens when you think it's a good idea to stream when you just haven't slept. That is actually something that I have considered doing, Nate. It's just one of those things that's on my very long list of things to do eventually when I have time. I actually want to do like a lo-fi radio type thing that's got like maybe half an hour-ish worth of just stuff like this, so that then people have something to listen to and chill and rack up that watch time. I wonder if it's being this buggy just because of the time of day that it is. I mean, it's 4 o'clock. It is Sunday, but still it's 4 o'clock. Yeesh. But to answer your question as to my mental state, I'm doing all right. I will be honest and say that I am not in the best place, but it's mostly just because I'm tired. So exhausted. And exhaustion paired with overworking, paired with being disillusioned in general by the fact that I am making way more money washing other people's laundry than I am currently making with massage when I paid so much to go to school. It's really, I don't know, it's disheartening. It's aggravating. The laundry, you get 75 cents per pound, and like with so many manipulative, exploitative employment practices that are gig and freelance work at current, you really, 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 really hope people give you tips, or it could end up costing you money. Thank you, Bunny. Have a good night. It's not going to be a very long one. I just wanted to pop on and see if anybody wants to chat a little bit, because I am so tired. I'm so tired. And yesterday, I had 2 appointments after picking up all of the laundry. Then came home, recorded Werewolf Girl Part 3, and edited that while I washed laundry. And did that straight up until about 1 o'clock in the morning, when I ended up finally just taking a nap when I put fresh stuff in the dryer and set my alarm for an hour and 20 minutes. So then I woke up when the dryer was done and switched the washing machine into the dryer and went back to sleep for another 2 hours. Woke up, folded all the rest of the laundry, got it all packed, put it in the car. Left the house at about 8 this morning. Dropped it all off about half an hour away from here at 3 different locations, and then got to the clinic 5 minutes before my first appointment. Sleep. Oh, I will sleep eventually. Once I'm done hanging out and chatting here with people, probably about 5-ish here, so like 40 minutes. Then I'm gonna get myself something good to eat. Get myself something to eat and probably sit down and get caught up on watching Motherland Fort Salem. Yeah, that's not really how I was expecting the series to end either, Nate. Like I said, it is completely and utterly always completely improvised, so just like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get. Ooh, that sounds like an interesting job. Cleanser of noobs. Yeah, I wasn't planning on streaming, but then a few days ago I was like, oh, I'm gonna stream on Sunday. This was, of course, before I ended up getting all of the appointments that I got, and yeah, decided to pick up 5 laundry jobs this weekend. So yeah, it won't be too terribly long though. But it's nice to get to kind of chat with you guys a little bit and get some input. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. As far as the powers that be getting brought down. I would like to see a loss of power among the current regime, but, you know, it is what it is. And, yeah, not holding my breath. But the plan is, yeah, to eat dinner, watch Motherland Fort Salem. I do have writing that I should be doing because I did get somebody else asked me to write them a prose piece over on Fiverr. You'd get revenge. How are you gonna get revenge on a typically incorporeal being that's been popped back to whatever other dimension it initially came from, though? Man, this is so bad. YouTube, get it in the same bag. Holy crap. Yeah, I don't usually like to do hyper tragic endings like that, but it was just, it felt right. You know? It just felt right. And honestly, after I put the sound effects in and everything, just the way it kind of faded out on the wolves howling, re-listening to it totally made me burst into tears because I'm just apparently emotionally very fragile right now with how tired I am. So yeah, that was fun. I was like, oh, if it's making me cry, I know it's gonna make other people cry. Not receiving enough video. This is so ridiculous. Killing me, YouTube. You are shortening my life expectancy. Hi, Jamie. Yeah, I really miss home. I can't wait to get back there. Ah, but it's been severed from your being now, Nate. So, would it really work that way, or would it not work that way at all? And then you'd be letting it win completely. You should be packing, then why are you procrastinating? You can totally listen and pack at the same time. Not that I have anything of terrible importance to say right now. I mostly kind of felt like I needed to check in with you all and make sure everybody was okay after the way that audio ended. We'd be needing some aftercare snacks up in here after that. That was pretty harsh. But in good news, as far as me working myself to unaliveness, tomorrow morning I have an interview at a different massage clinic that I will be able to work at in addition to the one I'm at now. So I won't have to completely vacate the place that I'm working now, which is cool because they're far enough apart that it doesn't fall under their non-compete clause within a certain number of miles. But if I get this job, then hopefully I can have like 20-ish hours of massage a week, and then I won't have to drive all over the freaking state of Washington to pick up people's nasty, dirty laundry. I mean, you could go after it. That's actually something that I was entertaining the idea of. I mean, just because the werewolf girl, who never had a name, which is weird, I usually try to give the characters some sort of a name so I can keep them separate in my mind. But maybe, at some point, there will be... Maybe at some point there will be another audio where you run into somebody else in your quest to find this creature, and maybe there will be more lore about these creatures at some point. But we're not going to do a resurrection thing. I'm not about that. When I kill somebody, they stay dead. Yeah, well, you know, maybe I should take that back, because there might be an instance of plot armor because I don't have the heart to destroy a certain character in something that I'm writing right now. But yeah. And actually, in regards to writing related things, I wanted to ask you all if you would be interested in me posting audio versions of some of my regular fiction here or not. I know that I mentioned trying out a more narrative style with an audio and seeing how it goes over. But I have some regular writing that I would like to make in audio versions. But if absolutely nobody's gonna watch it, like the one horror piece that I wrote just before the year turned over and posted, if nobody's gonna watch it or listen to it, then I think I'll just keep those over on Patreon for people there. Because there is some audio stuff there, but I feel like that's more fiction focused. Well, it's a good thing I'm planning on keeping the stream short then, so that I'm not distracting you too much. Honestly, once I am done with the stream, I don't know if I should go watch more of Motherland for Salem. Because it seems like every time I watch that show now, it makes me cry. Yeah, I think it might be kind of cool to do a sort of, maybe call it a revenge arc, where the listener goes and hunts down the eldritch being. I think that would be kind of neat. But before I do anything like that, I need to finish. Oh my lord. I have a list of things, and I keep not doing things on the list. I'm actually going to type it in the chat because I know that the audio is so off from what's currently actually happening. Moral or lesson? I don't know if there was a moral or a lesson. I am not... Actually, that's something that I really always railed against in high school, was the idea of literary analysis. Like, I'm not... If an author writes something, I tend to take it at face value, unless there is some sort of an interview with them where they say, oh yes, this dog that passed away in this poem that I wrote was really an allusion to my father, who my mother treated like a dog. As opposed to, nope, sometimes a dead dog's just a dead dog, dude. I don't think that there really was any moral or lesson. Maybe sometimes the grass isn't always greener, and sometimes you should just leave well enough alone. But as I was creating it, I didn't have any overarching Aesop's fable mental processes going on. The only thing is, with some of the fiction stuff, I would probably have to age restrict it, especially with the joys of YouTube now deciding that apparently anything labeled as ASMR that has kissing noises in it can get you demonetized, struck, and potentially completely deplatformed. Which which is super duper fun. Because remember, everybody, YouTube is not for kids. Just remember, YouTube is not for kids. However, anything that is not kid-friendly that the powers that be have decided should not be consumed will be branded as a heretic and shall have to bear a red letter upon its breast. Oh no, I just said the B word. Shame on me. Bad Randy, no cookie. I think that creepypasta-esque story that I posted got like less than 100 views, and I posted it in December. People were apparently not about it. I don't know if just nobody saw it, or if the thumbnail was crap, or I didn't use enough buzzwords in it, but just something. And it's just me reading it. It's not overly hyped up, dramatized anything. You know, Nate, looking at that, just glancing at it, and thinking of the way things went down in the audio, I did not interpret that as S expletive happens. I translated it as sass happens. Because yes, our werewolf girl had quite a bit of a mouth, and she was pretty damn lippy with that eldritch whatever it was. And you know what? Maybe that's the moral of the story. Run your mouth. Screw around, find out. I don't know. I really need to go through and reorganize my list of audios to make again. I've got a few newish ideas in there, but I really want to finish up some of the current series because there's just so much going on. Alright, good luck, Barash. May the odds be ever in your favor. Because on top of all of the things that I already have on my list, I am part of a big 100 Spooky Stories collaborative posting event that's going to go down sometime in October. And on top of that, I really want to do releases for the 13 days leading up to Halloween because I am a masochist, apparently, and I like to hurt myself. It's just, I feel like the channel is finally starting to get some traction, and I don't want to lose that. And the fact that even though I had so many things to do yesterday, I still managed to completely improv an audio and edit it and do all the sound design and all of that crap from scratch, on top of all the other crap I had going on. I feel like I should never try to give myself the excuse of, oh, I don't have time. Well, I do have time. But sometimes I just don't have the energy to do anything other than doom scroll through Twitter for an hour and a half, you know? So the time is always present. It's finding the energy and the willpower, I suppose, to carry on that is more difficult than not. Nope, not the SCP thing. I did... The video was... Now I have to look because I don't even remember what the hell it was called because I wrote it so long ago. I believe that I titled it something to the effect of Snowstorm Time Loop because I made the actual title of the piece very ridiculous modern anime title length-esque. I think it was something like... Oh, what was it? I can't even remember. Now I have to look. See, you made me go look. I got it open. Let's see, where the heck was it? So, yeah, I called it Snowstorm Time Loop. And it did not do well, analytics-wise, in the slightest. Yeah. Less than 100 views. Yup. So either people really super duper don't want me to do anything narration style, which is really gonna suck when I release those 2 spooky stories that I also have to write because I decided instead of hunting for stories on Reddit, I'm gonna write 2 stories and read them. And they're gonna be like creepypasta-esque. I actually really like a lot of the stories that are based around the Black Queen for the SCP thing. My kids keep seeing things on YouTube talking about SCPs, and I'm like, what are you even doing? Like, you are children. Stop it. But then I'm like, but by the same token, the carnivorous crocheted blanket is pretty cool. Yeah, it probably honestly didn't need to be, but I don't know. I was just feeling it, and that's where my brain took it. So we went with it. Which probably was career suicide for my channel because that was the first series that actually went nuclear and semi-viral on my channel. So hopefully I didn't just shoot myself in the foot. We'll see. Although I have to say, I am astounded at how many views the Vampire Hunter Girlfriend audio got. It was over 1,000 views before it reached the 48-hour mark. That is unprecedented. What were you wondering, Nate? I have no idea how far delayed this is. Terribly so, apparently. So I'm going to type it. Because I feel like the chat is where it needs to be, but the audio is definitely not synced up with it. And this is why I don't face cam when I stream. Because there's nothing more annoying than video that doesn't sync with the audio. Yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going to take that particular story arc. I'm not sure. We shall see. I don't think I would say that it's highly likely that the half-elf is alive. They just parted ways. I don't think it was anything particularly dramatic or horrible. That should be the link to that video. And if it doesn't show up anywhere else on my channel, then it is being actively blocked by YouTube for some reason or another, despite it not having hardly any swear words at all, if even any, if I recall correctly. Thanks, Wolf. We'll get to 10K eventually. I was hoping to hit it by the end of this year, but unless I have a video go absolutely crazy viral, I think that a more realistic goal is probably 5K by the end of the year. But we'll see. You never know. It seems like every time I find a really small creator who's under 1,000 and then I start talking to them and mention them, all of a sudden they have bigger channels than I do, and I'm like, oh, I'm that person. Fabulous. Well, it's not even that, Eric. I mean, when the video came out, I did all of the same things that I usually do. I made it a premiere, I talked about it beforehand, I posted it to everything, and it just got jack for views. So who knows? Maybe it's just terrible. I thought it was kind of nifty because cosmic horror is kind of my thing. It's like H.P. Lovecraft without the xenophobia and racism and misogyny, you know, the cool parts of it. It kind of almost has a Langoliers vibe by Stephen King, if you've ever seen or read that. I also feel like if I just buckle down and write a few more short stories and narrate them and put it in a playlist with that, then more people would probably see it, because playlists tend to bring the bulk of new views and such to my channel. Which is good. I like when people binge watch things. It means that my content was interesting to them, interesting enough to keep them around for a while. This thing has got to be behind by like 2 or 3 minutes, based on the replies. That's so ridiculous. Well, hopefully, once this is uploaded, the video on demand will be synced up properly so that it won't be so out there and awful. It's gotta just be the time of day. With it being close to 5 o'clock on a weekend, it's gotta be that everybody else in the known universe in this sector of Washington is currently on the internet, sucking up all the bandwidth. Nothing else really makes sense. I mean, unless the wildfires that are happening are an issue. She might. My biggest issue with mini audios is that as much as I love the way her voice sounds, it's so difficult to repeat it. Because when I was initially recording it, I was kind of aiming for a Scottish accent, and then me being more Irish than Scottish, it had a bit of Irish thrown in for flavor, and it just ended up being this bastardized mixing of the two that is neither. So that's why we go with generic fantasy accent. I've actually had a few people ask on that audio too, is this supposed to be Irish or Scottish? And I'm like, both and neither all at once. What are you doing, kitty cats? I know, it's almost kitty dinner time too, huh? Yeah. Well, I know that the audio is way behind, so I'm going to write it in the chat so that you guys can see it in real time, because it seems to function better that way at current. Perhaps. it'll let me type. We'll see. All right. Only your left ear? Why is it only your left ear? I've been having a hell of a time with this new audio interface. It is giving me the vapors. We'll put it that way. It's great for recording. Haven't quite figured it out as far as streaming goes, apparently. Gonna have to do some more experimentation. I will only have a good meal and get a good night's sleep because I know that you all are gonna give me hell all over the place if I don't. I am very good at telling people how they should tend themselves and am catastrophically bad at taking care of myself. I have always put myself last, even before having children. That is just how it has always been.